This is the word of the Lord from April 13th, 2026. In what ways have you sought to protect yourself? Because that is where the bondage comes from. When you have stopped speaking, when you say more than you should and over-explain, when you defend your actions, when you defend your name, when you come from a stance of protecting yourself, you are actually in a place of bondage. The path you choose that seems safe, the people you choose that seem trustworthy, the ways you interact that are less harmful and less risky, the places you choose to reside, the places you choose to work, the tasks you take on, the ways you don't push yourself in certain areas or certain levels, the way you carefully plan out a path in so many ways to protect yourself. That is your place of bondage. The children of Israel did not want to leave a place of bondage where they knew the people. They knew the place. They knew how they would get their food. They knew how they would get their water. They knew the rules and the procedures in that location. They fought against freedom because freedom and the parameters that were set, it was not clear in their mind. They could not predict each and every situation and determine if it was safe for them or not. People who have been enslaved stay in bondage when they preserve bondage out of fear. What they think is protection is actually preservation. The ways they think they are being smart and wise and practical and cautious, it's actually just preserving their bondage. The Lord saw the children of Israel as disobedient when they saw themselves as not wanting to go into the land of Canaan because they feared for their safety and their children's safety. They operated by fear and unbelief, disobeying God, and yet they called it being protective. And being protective, we are preserving bondage. And being protective, we are unbelieving. In being protective, we are fearful. In being protective, we are disobedient. And in being protective, we are in bondage. This is an area that needs to be addressed, for it is deeply ingrained in the people of God. The wilderness was the place to break the mindset of captivity by immersing oneself in the truth of God over and over again, to walk by faith and not by sight, to walk by his truth and not our truth, to walk by his understanding and not ours, to walk by his love and not by our fears, to walk by his protection and not ours, to walk by his defense system and not ours, to walk trusting him and not trusting ourselves, to walk by his commandments and laws and not our own, to walk with him as our provider and not try to provide ourselves, to walk with him as our sustainer and not try to sustain ourselves. The wilderness was the place to be set apart, to be set free from bondage, in order to break free and replace everything they knew in Egypt with the ways of the Lord. But they would only receive it if they accepted it and surrendered their past experiences and replaced them with the new experiences and the new ways of God. This is what we all must do. realize our idea of protection is really staying in bondage, and that we no longer need to protect ourselves. For the Lord declared this to his people. He would be their protection by day and by night, and he would be their defender. He would defend them. So we must fully trust and rely on him and only him. And this is the will of the Lord. Amen.